What you been up to? Got a job over at Carson's department store. Oh, Jesus, Church, you rent a cop? You can do better than that. I hope so.
Burt's fans hope so too, as our hero took the role of Tony Church in the 1987 film Rent-A-Cop.
Put your hands on the counter, don't move.
Why would I move? I'm not moving.
Burt got $3 million for this film that reunited him with his Lucky Lady co-star, Liza Minnelli.
What are you looking at?
Nothing.
Thanks.
This was Liza's first movie since the critically acclaimed Arthur 6 years earlier.
Kiss your wife like that? I'm not married. Keep smiling. 688-5549.
Sometimes you wait for a part. Sometimes, like, it could have been 2 years earlier, but it wasn't. Sometimes you just say, well, part's not quite as good as the one I'd really like. And then something like Rent-A-Cop comes along and is handed to you by somebody like Burt Reynolds.
Can't you just once do what I say without arguing?
No.
The only thing that intrigued me about this screenplay was Liza.
Where am I going to hide this?
I'll tell you, but you hit me.
If Liza did it, I wanted to do it.
The film also features Richard Mauser.
What the hell am I gonna do? I guess you better go ahead and shoot me, Roger.
You're a cop. What the hell did you bring a cop here for?
The great Dionne Warwick.
Bullshit. Cops don't give a damn about people like us.
I know who you are, boy, because you're me.
Guardians of the Galaxy's Michael Rooker, whose normally recognizable voice is clearly dubbed here.
Don't you know smoking's bad for your health, old man?
So is this. Spread them.
James Remar, who played the heavy in the 1982 film 48 Hours.
Nice gun.
Also plays the bad guy role here. Burt's Sharky's Machine co-star Bernie Casey.
What are you gonna do now?
I'm gonna go back and join the human race.
Well, you know what, Churchy? I don't think they're gonna have you.
And Robbie Benson.
Hey, Tony.
What do you do about his diaper rash?
The production filmed on location in Chicago before moving to Rome, Italy for the interiors in order to keep the costs down.
Every time you're around me, I get fired. You're bad luck.
Oh, I'm bad luck, huh? Not a Darth Vader who blew everybody's balls off in the hotel, huh?
Nice.
I've done movies where I'm kind of the straight man, like in Arthur, but I was really the top banana in this one, and Burt was kind of the straight man.
Hookers and baseball players, when their legs go, it's time to get out.
I thought you weren't hooking anymore.
I'm not. It was just a joke. It was a joke.
And he just was so lovely because he just kept handing it to me.
Sometimes you have to go through a hell of a lot to find out what you're really good at.
He's a cop, obviously, that hates hookers, and that makes it interesting. And he's a guy who's very old-fashioned.
I like the 60s. Life was simple then. Only thing I had to worry about was trying to get laid for the first time.
Still trying?
Directed by Jerry London, this being his first feature film, London was best known for directing classic TV shows before taking on this picture.
Sexual preference, baby dolls and bathtubs. Maybe I am a little out of touch.
Maybe.
Oscar winner Jerry Goldsmith provided the score here, this being the third time he did music for a Burt Reynolds film.
Rent-A-Cop, the one I did with Liza, I feel very confident about that film. She hasn't done a picture in 6 or 7 years, I think. And we were like kids, we were having such a good time.
The critics were not kind to Rent-A-Cop. It's time for a Siskel and Ebert Burt Reynolds shitty film review.
But a better title would be Rent-A-Screenwriter. That's because Rent-A-Cop is the very tired, utterly predictable story of a Chicago detective, Burt Reynolds, whose buddies are killed during a drug bust by a gun-blazing armed warrior, somebody Arnold Schwarzenegger would like to fight, I assume. Reynolds' boss suspects that Reynolds might be involved in the crime. That is highly illogical in the story. But an even worse character is Liza Minnelli, a dopey call girl who just happens to be working the same hotel floor where the drug shootout takes place. The whole look of this film is phony, too, as is the threat that Burt Reynolds received from another former cop. Weren't you totally surprised when he doesn't kill his buddy? That's because the movie has to go on for at least another 25 minutes with a final shootout and an equally predictable resolution to the Reynolds-Minnelli romance.
Dick.
Roger and I just did a show called Big Stars and Bad Movies in 1987. Let's mark down Rent-A-Cop for the same show in 1988.
I agree with you that this movie is absolutely off the formula line when it comes to the story. In fact, every cliche in this movie, every plot development, every character, the descriptions of the characters, what the characters do, how they relate to each other, is absolutely right off the shelf. I like the relationship between Burt Reynolds and Liza Minnelli. I thought it was an interesting relationship. I thought it was the best work I'd seen them do in quite a while.
That's not saying much.
I would have liked to have seen the same relationship in a better plot.
There is one scene where Liza Minnelli says something nice to him about her life, and it's a close-up of Liza Minnelli. She looks good. She has something honest to say. That lasts about 10 seconds. 10 seconds of reality.
I'd like a little more than 10 seconds.
That's what she said.
But in any event, I agree with you that the screenplay could have been
written by 1,000 monkeys.
Wouldn't have taken 1,000 monkeys, and they wouldn't have had to be that smart, though. You're right.
Movie over?
Yeah.
And that's the end of this Siskel and Ebert Burt Reynolds Shitty Film Review.
Rent-A-Cop landed on Gene Siskel's top 10 worst of 1988, Burt's first on the list since 1984, with Cannonball Run 2 and City Heat.
Ow! Get out of here, you little shit!
Rent-A-Cop was originally planned to have a large Christmas opening in theaters.
Merry Christmas.
However, the studio decided to do more editing, delaying its release until the month of January, where films typically go to die. Rent-A-Cop opened on only 193 screens, unheard of for a Burt Reynolds release, tanking so badly that it fell short of making $1 million of its $10 million budget.
This is really shitty.
In only 3 short years, the former box office king had become box office poison.
I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, sure.
I am.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to get notified about new videos and original Burt Reynolds content right here on the Gator McKlusky channel.